What up, people? I know this is out of character and definitely not on my schedule, but I figured since a lot of people are asking from social media standpoint what happened since I shared stuff in my story the other day, I figured I would just put it all out here because it might affect my ability to film. Maybe not. Um, I don't know. Gonna have to experiment and learn, but I am basically resting at home. Oddly enough, my body does feel kind of like beat up, even though it's just my hand. But I did. I went into work yesterday. Wednesday is my Monday, and was in the middle of cleaning some of the big monitor pools. Was cleaning one of the water monitor pools, and while that was rinsing, I walked over to our lace monitor enclosure and was going to check on them. And we've got two 4-year-old females in there. One of them was sleeping on the branches right by the door. I opened the door, and this one's particularly taller end of me, and I was picking some shed off of her, kind of waking her up and everything, and she sort of just saw my hand move in such a way, I'm not really sure, but she switched on, flinched to the side, and before I knew it was happening, she grabbed my thumb and part of my index finger in her mouth real quick. Like, I had no reaction, and she instantly let go. Um, and I looked down at my hand, and I've seen worse, but yeah, she got like that side of the finger, which isn't that bad. It's a little slice, but the real damage is the whole top of my thumb got filleted wide open, and yeah, went through all of the layers of skin, all the meat, all the tissue, down to the tendon, but fortunately didn't nick or damage the tendon. Otherwise, this would look very different. And yeah, so I expected to get stitches and cleaned up and all that stuff. But I wasn't thinking, obviously, at the time. But after speaking with some other monitor-wise people, remembered and learned, just how bad the bacteria in their mouths can be. Slash, there's a lot of research going into the level of actual venom they might possess. We know Komodos, excuse me, are venomous, and lace monitors, given their evolutionary trajectory, it would make sense that they're super related to them and probably have a similar bacteria or venom profile. So the biggest concern is secondary infection, so they don't want it stitched up. Secondly, it's on the thumb, and that's pretty mobile, so chances are those stitches wouldn't stay or hold. But honestly, the worst part wasn't even the bite. It did bleed profusely. I have no idea what the shop looked like after. I haven't been back. Sorry, Grant. But yeah, that hurt, but I went into shock pretty quick. The hurt after was when they had to open it and clean it. That was the worst pain in my life. I never wanted. Yeah, that was awful. It was way worse than the bite itself. I can't even like put it into words. It was like traumatic pain, and anybody who's had wounds cleaned or like burns scrubbed, it's like, ugh, no, thank you. So, as a result, I can't have it stitched. I've got to keep it clean, taking antibiotics and pain meds, and I have to wear this in order to keep it immobilized so I don't rip it open. But yeah, fun times, lace monitor bites. I'm not doing this to show off or anything. I'm doing this so I can have it posted up here so people can see later to save them the questioning. Um, this was a complete accident. It was 100% my fault. These animals are just doing what they do, reacting how they react based on their instincts, and that's not their fault. It's just sort of the risk we take working with some of these bigger lizards, I guess. I will say, I never would have thought I would take a bite from either of our two laces because they are, even when they are at their least tolerant of us, they seem very reluctant to bite. They'd rather run away, huff, make a lot of vocalizations, curl their tail, try and climb away. Never have they ever tried to bite. So this was new. But But not my first big lizard bite. I've been bit by green iguanas, rhino iguanas, gotten stitches, the whole nine. And it's not fun. It's not a badge of honor. Going to the ER sucks. There's nothing fast about it, and it's super painful. And they didn't even give me that good of pain meds. They didn't even localize the wound when they were cleaning it with any lidocaine or anything. It was, like I said, the most painful thing I've ever experienced. Um, yeah, lace monitors are dope, though. I hope this doesn't dissuade anybody from keeping monitors. Just, you know, look at things cautiously, I suppose. I'm certainly not going to stop working with those animals. But yeah, after everything my hand went through yesterday, and then just all the stress from all the cleaning and the absolute pain and horror, my body actually hurts right now. I'm sore. Um, and the antibiotics are making my stomach feel like crap. So, but gotta try and keep it clean and stave off any secondary infection. That's the real risk. That's why they had to open it up and clean it. Like, they literally, the doctor had to open the wound, asked me to bend my thumb and this finger for that matter, basically bend them and flex them a bunch of times with the wounds open. Hurt like all hell. And then they had to open it and get under and clean it, and it was just absolutely nauseating. So yeah, maybe I'll use the welding gloves a bit more. But anyway, I have to air this thing out and let it breathe for at least an hour a day. Let it get some good fresh air, stay clean and dry a bit before I then re-bandage and wrap it and brace it for the rest of the day. Yeah, I guess that's the price you pay. I would way rather take snake bites over lizard bites any day of the week, with few exceptions. I know some of the big retics like to slash and tear, and they can cause damage, but I mean, from any of my animals, I would take a bite from any day over this, again, for sure. I'm just glad that it didn't hit any tendons, and I'll eventually have full use of my thumb, but yeah, this sucks. Anybody who's out there with big lizards, I'm sure you've experienced something similar. You guys know what I'm talking about, but yeah, they're still cool lizards. They're fun. It's part of the risk that we all take working with the animals we do. Like I said, they're at the shop. That's part of my day job. I'm not going to stop working with those two animals. I just now know that maybe 1% of them is still capable of wanting to bite and flinch, but just take it and move forward and learn from it and try not to do that again. And yeah, most people think, if something bites a human, for example, a dog bite, that animal needs to be put down because now they've got the taste of blood or they're going to do it again. And it's just not true. So yeah, I don't like that people go to that reaction. Animals just doing what it was instinctually cued and triggered to and geared to do, programmed to do, so to speak. If a monitor feels like it's being offered food or it's got a food opportunity, and it's like this type of year or this time of year, this season, those animals are experiencing the gradual cool down, so they're trying to eat as much as possible before temperatures kind of shift. So they're a little extra ravenous. They cycle a little bit, so stands to make sense that certain time of year they might be a little more extra ravenous and unpredictable. But the funny part is we have two female lace monitors, and the one that bit me is actually considerably more tolerant, especially compared to the other two, or the other female. The other female will throat, puff, huff, curl her tail, whip, everything, get away from me. This one, she'll come up to me, sniff me, let me pick her up, the whole nine. So yeah, just a complete accident. So that's what my thumb looks like now. Pretty gross. But as long as it doesn't get infected, it is what it is. So I figured I would put this out here. I didn't put out a video this week. I've just been super busy with all the babies and shipping. I shipped like 8 baby carpet pythons out last week. So moving forward with the brace on, I think I'll still be able to film and do everything normal. I don't think that will impact my ability to film and put out videos, but we'll see. So, but yeah, that's all. Figured I would at least put this out for everybody who's been waiting for the next drop. So, with that, I am going to get some rest, clean this up, rewrap it, and just rest. Lizard bite, fun time. All right, everybody. Thanks for the few people who popped by. I'm sure people are going to want to catch this later, some more just for explanatory purposes. And with that, I will see you guys later.